Mardu is the color combination that does not draw cards. Red, white and black, no card draw. That is the deal you sign. Then Wizards printed a 3-mana orc who draws you a card every time one of your tokens dies attacking, and gave him an ability that makes the token die attacking every combat on purpose. Zurgo Stormrender. 19,000 decks in 16 months. Stay here and you get the engine, the math, and a $20 version of it. Here is the text and the second half is the card. Mobilize 1. Whenever Zurgo attacks, create a 1/1 warrior token tapped and attacking, then sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. On its own that is a rental, but then, whenever a creature token you control leaves the battlefield, draw a card if it was attacking. Otherwise, each opponent loses 1 life. That sacrifice clause stopped being a cost. It is the payment. Numbers from EDHREC first, because the reception here was not subtle. Zurgo showed up during previews at rank 182. Then Takir Dragonstorm Commander landed in April of last year and he went straight to number 5 in the World 4D month. Almost 3,000 decks in 4 weeks. What matters more is what came after the hype. 16 months later he is still inside the top 100, still adding 1,000 decks a month. 19,692 decks and 3 archetypes on almost all of them is the biggest at 1,870. Aristocrats is second at 1,119. Aggro sits right behind at 1,053. Honestly, the top 3 are the same deck wearing different hats. You make tokens, the tokens die, somebody loses life. And builders are honest about where it lands. Of the decks that tagged a power bracket, 54% picked bracket 3 and another 35% picked bracket 2. Fewer than 1 in 100 went to bracket 5. Real tables with real teeth, not a CEDH pile. The salt score is 0.28. You can make 40 tokens in a turn and nobody minds losing to it yet. So the commander pays you for dead tokens. Here is everything that feeds him. Mobilize is the cleanest fuel, and 3 more sources sit in the 99. Zurgo, Thunder's Decree, the other Zurgo, is mobilized 2 for 3 mana, though his end step clause keeps those warriors alive instead of letting them die, so read the room. Bonecairn Butcher is mobilized 2 and hands your attacking tokens down's touch. Infantry Shield grants Mobilize X, where X is the equipped creature's power. The bigger engine is attack triggers that make 1 token per opponent. Inox Strike Leader carries the highest synergy score on Zurgo's page and he is in 84% of lists. Attack with him or your commander and every opponent gets a goblin pointed at them. Adeline, Resplendent Catha, does the same with humans and her power counts every creature you control, so she grows while she fires. Now the card that makes all of that violent. Divine Visitation. If 1 or more creature tokens would be created under your control, that many 4/4 white angels with flying and vigilance are created instead. Your mobilized warriors are angels, your Inoc goblins are angels, and at the end step they still die and you still draw the card. Then you multiply. Redoubled Stormsinger copies every creature token that entered this turn, tapped and attacking, then sacrifices the copies at end step, which is exactly what Zurgo was hoping you do. Thadisi Reverend Medium counts every token you made all turn and hands you that many flying spirits at each end step. Those spirits never attacked, so when they eventually die, each opponent loses a life instead. And that second half of Zurgo's ability is where the damage lives. Within range drains each opponent for every creature attacking them and gives you 2 free warriors when it lands. Mirkwood Bats hits the whole table whenever you create or sacrifice a token, and this deck does both, constantly, every turn cycle. Bastion of Remembrance turns every dead creature into a drain and a life gain for 30 cents. 1 rules trap before we move on. Mobilize tokens enter already attacking, but they were never declared as attackers, so anything that says whenever a creature attacks will not see them at all. Ishin 2 Heavens as 1 still works beautifully because he doubles the attack trigger on Zurgo himself, not on the tokens. That difference costs people games, read it once properly. That is the engine. Now let us open the deck up and count it. The average list runs 64 non-land cards at an average mana value of 3.0, 19 at 2, 19 more at 3, 11 at 4, and only 2 cards above 5 mana. 36 lands hold it up. That is a curve built to land a threat and still hold a removal spell from turn 4 onward, which is how an aggro deck avoids getting blown out. 30 creatures, 36 lands, and then the interesting part. 10 artifacts, 9 enchantments, 9 instants, 4 sorceries, 1 planeswalker. That enchantment slot is doing real work. Divine Visitation, Within Range, Bastion of Remembrance, Goblin Bombardment. The permanents that actually pay you are enchantments, and enchantments are the hardest thing in this format for a table to remove. I counted 24 cards in the 99 that make creature tokens, and that is not counting the commander. With 24 outs, 87% of your opening hands contain 1, and by turn 3 you are at 95%. This deck almost never draws a hand that cannot start doing its job. The land math is less friendly. 36 lands only gets you to 50% for 3 or more lands in an opening 7, and by turn 2 only 42% of games have you on 4. For a deck that wants Zurgo down on turn 3 and swinging on turn 4, I would run 37 lands and I would add rocks. There are 5 mana artifacts in the average list. That is the weakest part of it. So it draws and it drains. Here is how it actually kills you. There is no infinite combo in the average list, and honestly I like that about it. What there is Skull Clamp. Equip it to any 1/1 token you did not attack with. The token dies immediately, you draw 2 of the clamp, and Zurgo makes each opponent lose a life on the way out. 1 mana, over and over again, 85% of lists run it. A real game curves out like this. Turn 3 Zurgo lands. Turn 4 you attack, Adeline and Inox Strike Leader fire, every opponent takes a hit. Turn 5 Divine Visitation arrives and the same attack makes 4/4 Angels instead. Turn 6 Redoubled Stormsinger copies the whole wave and V end step hands you 6 cards. Turn 7 Within Range and V drains close all 3 players out together. 2 instants keep that plan alive. Grand Crescendo makes X-Citizens and gives your creatures indestructible, so it beats a board wipe and widens the board in one breath. Will of the Mardu is the Tarky 1, and if you control your commander you take both halves, a warrior for every creature your target controls, plus damage equal to your board. 80% of lists run it. So what does the whole thing cost? Far less than you would guess. The average Zurgo list on EDHREC comes to about $155, and almost none of that is the engine. The 10 cards EDHREC ranks as the highest synergy with Zurgo add up to about $20. All 10 of them together. The money in this deck is in the mana base and the generic staples, not in the thing that makes it work. Just look at the prices. Redoubled Stormsinger, the card that doubles your entire token wave every combat, is 30 cents. Within Range, the enchantment that drains for your whole attacking board, 30 cents. Bastion of Remembrance, 30 cents. 3 of the 10 most synergistic cards in the deck, and all 3 together cost about $1. It keeps going. Divine Visitation is a mythic rare that turns every token you make into a 4/4 flyer, and it is 39 cents. Hero of Bladehold, also mythic. 2 extra attacking soldiers every single swing, 48 cents. Thalys, Reverend Medium, 32 cents. I have paid more for a coffee than for the 3 best turns this deck has. 2 more under 50 cents. Kaya, Geist Hunter, is a mythic planeswalker whose -2 doubles every token you create for the turn, and she is 39 cents. Tempt with Vengeance makes X Hasty Elementals and dares the table to hand you more. Both are in over 40% of lists. The budget build is not a compromise, it is the same deck. And if you do want to spend real money, spend it here. Token doublers are the upgrade that matters, because here a double token is a doubled card. Elspeth, Stormslayer, doubles every token you create permanently off a planeswalker that defends itself. $40. Mondrake, Glory Dominus, does the same on a 4 mana body that can go indestructible. $42. Stack either with Divine Visitation, and Mobilize 1 is drawing 2 cards and swinging for 8. 2 more worthy money. Voice of Victory is Mobilize 2 on a 2-mana body, and it stops opponents casting spells during your turn, so your Alpha Strike never eats an instant. $18. Caesar, Legion's Emperor, lets you sacrifice a creature when you attack and choose 2 modes. More attacking tokens, a card, or damage equal to your token count. $10. Here is the whole 99 at once. 30 creatures, nearly all of them cheap and all of them attacking. 10 artifacts, half of those mana. 9 enchantments that turn dead tokens into damage. 9 instants, 4 sorceries, and 36 lands with a genuine utility package. Vault of the Archangel, Windbrisk Heights, Castle Embereth, Boju Kabok. Only 2 cards in the deck cost more than 5 mana. Mardu does not draw cards. Zurgo Stormrender draws for a turn of tokens that were always going to die anyway and drains the table with the ones that stayed home. 19,000 decks a top 5 debut, and the 10 cards that define him cost about $20. Build the engine first, buy the lands later. This has been EDH Decks, numbers from EDHREC, and there is another deck tech next week.